You know, it's been a shame seeing how the NBA has reacted to this.
I don't want to get into a word or sentence feud with Daryl.
But unfortunately, the NBA makes a whole bunch of money in China.
So just be careful what we tweet and we say.
LeBron James, he's a hell of a player, but it sure seems his comments were more interested in money and making bucks. But kissing up to Chinese communists and tyrants and apologizing for murderers, that's not a good look for the NBA.
Stop here. Ted Cruz has the audacity to run with the kissing up to tyrants narrative? Quick refresher, ladies and gentlemen.
You know, remember Lion? I won't say Lion Ted. I refuse to say it.
Donald is a bully. The man is utterly a moron.
He is choking like a dog because he's losing so badly.
Trump retweeted this image. Cruz's wife in an unflattering pose next to Melania Trump. Be careful, lying Ted, or I will spill the beans on your wife.
But you mess with my wife, you mess with my kids, that'll do it every time. Donald, you're a sniveling coward, and leave Heidi the hell alone. I am not in the habit of supporting people who attack my wife and attack my father.
So will you support him as the nominee?
I'm going to beat him for the nomination.
That's not
He
answering
is
the
not.
question, Senator.
I am answering the question.
Right, so what the hell was this?
On his Facebook page this afternoon, Cruz wrote, "After many months of careful consideration, of prayer, and searching my own conscience, I have decided that on Election Day, I will vote for the Republican nominee, Donald Trump."
Bring back that Cruz quote again.
But kissing up to Chinese communists and tyrants and apologizing for murderers, that's not a good look.
Kissing up to tyrants and apologizing for murderers is not a good look, Ted. What happened?
You have said that he is utterly amoral, that he's a serial philanderer.
Look, I have no interest in revisiting the comments of 2016.
Cruz is banking on Trump to rev up the Republican base.
Exactly. He kissed up to Trump, a tyrant, and a man with blood on his hands. Trump abandoned our allies, the Kurds, leaving them to die. He said he didn't give a damn about whistleblower protections, basically saying that this person should be killed. That's what he's saying. After Hurricane Maria hit, Donald Trump waited days on end to send support, letting American citizens perish on their home soil. A study found around 3,000 people died. It took Trump 13 days to visit the island. Aid to Puerto Rico was smaller and arrived much later than federal assistance to Texas and Florida after their storms. He let people die. Then there was this BS from a president showing how he misses free throws in the form of paper towels.
Very fine people on both sides.
He brings out white supremacists who killed Heather Heyer in Charlottesville. They take glee in his warm embrace of very fine people who attack anti-racism marchers and who revere that great Confederate General Robert E. Lee.
So Obama's talking about all of this with the global warming and that, and a lot of it's a hoax. It's a hoax. I mean, it's a money-making industry.
He's helping expedite our planet's demise. His policies have done this.
CBS News has confirmed that in late 2018, a sixth migrant child died after crossing the U.S. border. The unaccompanied 10-year-old girl from El Salvador was in the care of the Office of Refugee Resettlement for 7 months.
And this, Trump's decision to move the U.S. Embassy from Tel Aviv to Jerusalem saw the needless death of 58 Palestinians and 2,771 more injured. On opioids, when Trump took office in January 2017, 2016 had just hit a record with drug overdose deaths at nearly 64,000. Trump has spent much of his time focusing on building a wall at the U.S.-Mexico border. Experts have long said that a wall wouldn't do much, if anything, to stop drugs from pouring into the U.S. Duh. The opioid epidemic, despite Trump's talk, has not been a priority for him. The NRA? Well, Ted, you guys are actually in the same ballpark. And lastly, the trans community. 2017 was one of the deadliest years for the transgender people in the U.S. instead of intervening to protect one of the most marginalized groups in America. Trump has repeatedly used transgender Americans to achieve his political ends by pushing for a ban of transgender soldiers in the military. So holler at me again about sucking up to tyrants and murderers, Ted.
2020. Donald Trump will be overwhelmingly reelected as President of the United States.
If you'd like to hear more thought-provoking content like TYT Sports on Facebook and to help in my journey to keep media independent, go to tyt.com/Rick.